not doing it here for the money. It's not for the income. It's to bring people together. And it's a lot of work putting this together. How many people know that it takes some planning, some orchestrating? So, let's give a big round of applause to both Bryce and Johnny, who've worked really hard at this. And John, great job, guys. Thanks for inviting me and bringing everybody together. It's great to do that. We just showed up, and you know what? There's about 749,970 people in this city that chose not to come tonight. But you guys showed up, right? And showing up is over half the battle because you're there. You're here to learn, you're here to grow, you're here to go home different than the way that you came. So good for you guys for coming out. I was leaving today and my wife's like, hey, have you got everything that you need? I'm like, I got my Speedo, I got suntan lotion, I got, my books, I got my laptop. And she's like, no, you're not going to Mexico. You're going to speak at an event. I'm like, oh, no, it's by the airport. I'm thinking I'm going on a plane to Mexico, right? I'm driving out towards the airport because that's the only time I really come out here. And if anybody here knows me, they know I enjoy spending time in the sun during the winter, but we have gorgeous summers here. So for those that don't know me, my name is Nelson Camp. I'm a best-selling author. I love public speaking. I enjoy raising my 3 yahoos. I've got 3 kids, married to the most beautiful woman in the world. And I'm a real estate investor. I love investing in real estate. I've been doing it for many years. I was a teacher for 20 years and then retired. I was going to wait until I was 40 to retire, retired at 39 instead because I said, why not? Right? It doesn't have to be a round number. And since then, I've continued investing in real estate, growing, trying to educate people, because that's important to me, is to see people learn. I think that learning is one of the most powerful things. As a matter of fact, anybody here know Jordan Peterson? Very well-known psychologist. He says that if you can speak, you can write, and you can think, you're deadly, right? And you guys are here learning, and anybody who's willing to do that is going to be a world changer. So I encourage all you guys in whatever you're growing in to keep growing, to keep moving that area. So today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about lifestyle by design. That's the title of my most recent book. If you want to look at the back, Chase, can you wave it around? That's my most recent book there. It's called Lifestyle by Design. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about what that really means, because there's a lot of people that are living life in a way where they're more just watching it go by, rather than being an active participant in authoring their life. And that's really what it's about, lifestyle by design. So why is that? Well, I don't know. People get in this rut and then they just kind of keep going in a linear fashion in life. And when you're in a rut, it's hard to get out. You're just stuck in that rut. You keep going in the same direction and it's tough to get out. And many people get, unfortunately, comfortable in that. Well, my first book that I wrote, that I think there's one copy left back there, Money Tree, and there's one quote in there that I put, nothing interesting happens in the comfort zone, right? I like the performance zone. That's when you get a little bit of anxiety, you get a little bit of something happening in your life, and you're going to change because something different happens. But people get accustomed to this linear fashion of going. People get this mindset of lack. Have you guys ever had that or met somebody who's got this mindset of lack in their life? Right? Oh, there's just not enough, right? I won't be able to, or it's too expensive, or I can't do that, or sometimes people think it's for them and not for me. Well, I got news for you guys. There's so much abundance in the world that anybody can succeed that really wants to. It's really possible to do exceptionally well and succeed. And it really comes down 50%, 80% is what's going on up in here, and the commitment you're willing to make to what your goal really is. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but some of the roadblocks that people run into is these mindset ideas. So why is it important? Well, the whole basis of Lifestyle by Design, the subtitle is Lifestyle by Design and how to live the life you've always wanted through financial independence. So financial independence, as I define it, is when you're living a life and you've got everything covered. Right? You have a life where you have this passive income, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, but your passive income covers all of your needs in life. And you're going to say, well, what are you talking about, Nelson? We're going to get to that. But the part that's important is the fact that financial independence, getting there as quickly as possible, should really be somebody's goal in my mind. And once you're there, everything else gets a little bit different. Everything becomes where you have an opportunity to be able to grow in areas that maybe you didn't have a chance to grow before. And so that type of moving forward that takes place. So financial independence is one level. A next level becomes when you're financially free. And that's the next level to grow at. But we take it one level at a time. So why do people want to go there? Well, they want to go there to be able to have that independence. So why do people not go there? Usually lack, mindset, education, things that are holding themselves back. Why do they want to get there? Financial independence gives you a lot of an easier life. Money doesn't solve problems in life, but it does make life easier. How many people know it's more expensive to eat healthy? It is. You know what? Life's going to be hard, guys, no matter what. Is it hard to go to the gym and work out some days? Yep. Yeah, it is. You don't do it because it's easy. You do it because it's good for you, right? Guess what? It's hard being poor. Which hard do you want? Take your pick. That's kind of the way it works, right? So financial independence in life gives you the advantage to be able to make some decisions that are best for you, for your family. And my grandfather once told me the best way to help people in lack is to make sure that you're not a person in lack, right? It's hard to help people when you're trying yourself. I've often talked about the 4 S's in life, and so many people, struggle in this. And we'll get to the last S, but the first S is survival. And that's where you're like in a place in life where you're getting by, but barely. Think about you're in the water. You got your nose above the water, you can breathe, and you're alive, but that's it. And this can be in your life and finances, in relationships, in your business, in your health, in anything, right? You're in a survival mode. Well, the next level up that people need to get to is a place of stability. That's when you start treading water, you got your head above, maybe the sun has come up, you see an island in the distance, you start swimming towards the island. That's when you're in a place of stability. The third S is an S of success. You get to the island, there's lots of little piggies. I'm sorry if there's anybody who's a vegan here or vegetarian, but there's lots to eat on the island. There's fruit, you can make a shelter, you've got your partner there, you're procreating and having kids, everybody's happy, life is good. And that's where most people stop in life. Right? Because people by nature are self-centered. They don't want to go any further than that success. And what we're going to talk about a little bit later is that 4th S, and that's a place of significance. When you've had success in a certain area in your life and you want to help other people have success in that area, right? That's when you're selfless rather than selfish, and you want to help other people discover how they can have success that you got in a certain area of life, whatever that may be. So we have people struggling in lack. They have mindset issues that's preventing them from being the author of their life. They're going through the challenges. Financial independence is a way of counteracting some of the challenges in life. So somebody's going to say, well, what is lifestyle by design? I wrote the book because I saw so much greed in the world where everybody was thinking wealth was money. I've got news for you guys. I've got a different definition of wealth. Okay? Finances, maybe that's part of wealth. I'll agree with that. You want to be financially independent, but there's a lot more to life in terms of wealth than just finances. It's really cold sleeping in bed with a set of golf clubs, right? If you've got money to buy the best set of golf clubs in the world, that's not going to make you happy. How many people know there's wealth in happiness and enjoying your day, getting up in the morning? Gosh, I go to bed sometimes and I'm so excited about having coffee in the morning. Does that happen to anybody else or just me? I'm weird that way. It's like I'm happy to go to bed, but I'm eager to get up, right? It's a great combination. You want to be happy with what you've discovered in life, where you've been, what you're doing. And in any area of life, there's going to be challenges. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about choosing joy, not outside happiness from happenings, but like a joy that comes from the inside. When you're just enjoying life in the moment, the present moment. So that's another element of wealth. There's also time. Have you ever heard of people that, oh man, I'm so busy. And every time you talk to them, they got to tell you how busy they are. Guess how many hours they have in a day?
Same as you.
The same as you and I and anybody else who's ever walked the earth. 24 hours. We all choose what we do with our time. We're all busy doing something different, right? We all choose our time. But having a wealth of time is being able to take the time. I had one of my students call me up yesterday, text me, or was it yesterday or the day before? Anyways, he said, can we go for lunch on Thursday? I'd love to spend some time with you and hang out, pick your brain and talk. I was going to go out of town. I'm like, no, I don't have to go out of town. Let's hang out. We went for lunch today, had a great time. It was enjoying the moment because I had the freedom to give that. Freedom is the fourth area of wealth. Right? The freedom to be able to make choices in your life. And Jared did a great job when he was speaking. By the way, great job. Can we get another round of applause for Jared? He did such a great job. Right? He had a mindset place. Oh, I can't, space in his head. I can't speak in front of a crowd. He did an awesome job doing it. So you know what? That place in life, when we get to that place where we have that ability and freedom to be able to choose to do what we want to do. Not because we have to, not because it's forced upon us. That was his entrepreneurial journey and his story about wanting to work for himself. Sorry, this thing's either picking my nose or scratching my chin. It's one or the other. I'm doing my best. And then the last element of wealth is, of course, health. Ask anybody who's been in the hospital for 3 months what's most valuable to them, and they'll tell you right away, right? They want to be able to be healthy. And healthy is so important.
You can bend it out and stuff.
I'm trying to bend it. I'm just concerned about breaking it, right?
No, you can flex it. It's very flexible.
All right, we'll try that. And you know what? You want to be healthy in life. Health is wealth, because if you're not healthy, you're not going to be enjoying your partner. You're not going to be enjoying your kids. You're not going to be enjoying your coffee in the morning the same way. You're not going to be enjoying going to bed. You're not going to be able to enjoy your finances. Health is so valuable, and many people don't figure that out until it's too late. So these are the elements of what I developed in what whole wealth is in Lifestyle by Design. Now, why is all of this important? Well, what I want to leave you guys with today, Bryce said I had 4.5 hours, so I'm almost done here, is what can you do to include these elements of Lifestyle by Design and whole wealth in your life? Well, let's talk about it. And I want to leave you guys today with some ideas of some different types of income. How many people here would like to be a millionaire one day? It's not saying a whole lot. There's probably quite a few millionaires in the room already. A millionaire doesn't cut it anymore. Now it's like the decamillionaire is like the new bar, right? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a couple statistics. First statistic, anybody here in any room not born in Canada? Almost half the room. You guys have an advantage. And the statistics tell us that if you are not a land-born Canadian and you come here, you have a 4 times greater chance of becoming a millionaire than a land-born Canadian. How many people like that statistic? The same people who just raised their hand, right? It's a great statistic because there's so much opportunity to take advantage of. So I encourage you guys to do it, and that doesn't mean there isn't room for everybody else who was born here. That's okay too. You can still become millionaires. But that's one statistic. The second thing is most millionaires have used real estate as a major vehicle towards their wealth. We don't need to create something new. You can through business. I am very much entrepreneurial. I encourage people in business. But if people have done real estate all through the centuries and millennia, right? Renting, owning has happened forever. It's not something new. So let's just keep doing that. The third statistic, I didn't say there was going to be 3, but there are in fact 3, that I was going to share with you is the average millionaire has 1 to 3 streams of income. Think about that for a minute. 1 to 3. The average multimillionaire has 3 to 5 streams of income. The average decamillionaire, which we just talked about, is the new bar, has an average of 5 to 7 streams of income. Now, if you don't know what a stream of income is, it's a different source of income. Someone's like, I got a job, that's it. That's okay, that's 1. We're starting with 1. We got to start somewhere, right? But that's 1. So what I want to leave you guys with today is a few ideas of some different streams of income that you want to build into your life. We have many in our family, and I'm constantly looking for other ways to build streams of income, because sometimes some do better than others, others do better. But what's the distinction I want to make in streams of income is there's 2 major types. There's passive income and there's active income. Passive income is like the golden chalice, right? That's what you want. If you want to really become wealthy in life, you must have passive income because that's income that comes while you sleep. You don't need to do anything for that. Think about your body, right? Has anybody been breathing for the last 15 minutes while I've been talking? Have you been thinking about it? No, you're just doing it. And while we're sitting here, your heart's pumping, your blood is going throughout your body, it's nourishing your body with oxygen and nutrients from that awesome pizza supper that you had, right? Your body is working automatically at taking care of itself. Isn't that great that we don't have to think about all of that? That'd be a lot to think about all the time, right? Wait, where's my immune system at right now? I gotta get these white blood cells over here, and they gotta be doing this. And your body's doing it automatically. That's like passive income. You don't even need to think about it, and you're making money. How many people like that type of money? Right? That's why it's the golden chalice. That's what you want. So passive income we're going to talk about, and then we're also going to talk about active income. And I want to leave you guys with that today as you think about it and go walk away. So passive income, there's different types. One type obviously comes through real estate. And real estate's a little bit different because you can make all different types of income through real estate. That's why I believe, in my opinion, it's the greatest asset class that exists, right? You've got your income from rent, if we're assuming it's a rental property, so you have cash flow. You have appreciation or natural appreciation. You have forced appreciation when you make it nicer and the value increases. You have tax savings, obviously, great tax savings. And you have mortgage pay down. And it's not even you paying the mortgage down. So there's so many different abilities to make money with real estate. So I consider the passive side really important in there as well. The mortgage is getting paid down passively. The tax savings are passive. A lot of it is passive. But you do have to manage property or somebody else does. So it's not truly passive. But that's one important way. Another one is interest through income. So we do private lending. We lend out money and the money comes in every month. It's always secured by an asset, so we know that there's safety in whatever we lend money on. Another form of income that's passive. That comes in every month. Now, you don't get the same type of returns you do in real estate, but how much work am I putting into that? Absolutely nothing. I'm playing video games with my kids, or coaching soccer on the field, or hanging out with a bunch of friends chatting here, and every second, more income comes in. That's another form of passive income, which will help. Okay, so you want to set up different types of passive income in your, and there's others as well. Those are the only two I'm going to mention today because they're quite simple, and I think everybody here understands those ones. We're also going to talk about some other types of income that are important. So active income, many people think about their job, right? But it can also be a side hustle. Many people say, do a job that's in demand. I agree with that to a certain point, but I prefer when people do a job that they're really passionate about. How many people have seen somebody, and I see it all the time when I'm coaching soccer, that are there because they need to be there? And then you see the other kid who's there because he wants to be there. You guys know there's a difference between those two kids, the way they play? It's passion. That's the difference between the two, is passion. So if you enjoy doing something, for example, I'm an author. I love writing books. Do I write my books for me? No, because whatever I'm putting in the book, I know. I'm not writing it for me. I'm putting in the book because it makes me happy and brings me joy when people read my books. They can learn things. Maybe they change their life one day because they do something different, right? So for me, it's a passion and another form of passive income through books. I didn't write them for the income, but it's a nice perk. How many people think that's great to have a perk? You get paid for your passion, right? Johnny's making a fence. When he makes a fence or he builds a deck, he does it with passion. He's got that saw up in the air, you know, and everybody knows he loves building that fence. And you know what? It makes him happy. And that makes somebody happy to see. You ever go to Walmart and there's one guy who hates his job and wishes he wasn't there, and the other guy who's like, absolutely, sir, I can help you. Come with me. And he just starts strutting around, and right? It's just better when somebody has passion for what they're doing. So if you can find a side hustle that you love and find a way to get paid and bring value out of it, it's awesome. Obviously, there's other forms. There's capital gains. So many people know of capital gains. That's another form of income, sort of passive, but also active because some work was done somewhere where you trade something. So it can be trading a property, it can be trading a cryptocurrency, it can be trading, oh, shoot.
1 minute warning, go.
You could be trading a house, and there's a capital gain to be made there. So it's not entirely passive, but it's passive on the other side when you sell. And then the last one that I think is really important is that everybody think as well about the fact, I don't like to tell people don't get a job, but you know what? Having a job makes it a lot easier when you're starting out. I tell people a side hustle is what you learn to hustle until you're done. I didn't quit my job until I had a very clear plan about what I wanted and where I was going in retirement. Anyhow, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the most expensive thing in life is your time. And if you're willing to trade for time, I went to university, it cost me 12 years of my life and $100,000, and my job then cost me 2,500 hours a year after that. I had to make a pretty big commitment to keep my job. So I encourage you guys to get to a place where you're the authors of your life, you're designing your lifestyle that you want through passive and active income, and that you change your mindset, because that's what's going to bring you to a place where you can be the author of what you want to do in life. If anybody wants, I got a couple of books that I want to, do you want me to give those away now, Bryce, or later?
You can meet them at the back or whatever.
To give them away?
Whoever, if you want to give them away now, let's do that.
Well, there's going to be like, I'll give them away, but somebody's got to answer a question.
Okay, and then we're going to do the changeover. So yeah, give it away.
Okay, so if somebody can tell me the 5 facets of wealth that I talked about, we'll give you a book. Bring me the From Broke to Success one. That I talk about when I talked about whole wealth. Oh boy. This is when the teacher said, who was listening? Or he was like, me.
The last was health.
Health, yeah. Happiness.
Your time. Golf clubs.
He got golf clubs out of it? Aldrin, there's always the one heckler in the room, right?
Freedom. Oh yeah.
Freedom.
Do you ever see time? Joy? Yeah.
Time. Well, joy was the happiness one, right?
There's like financial independence.
And that was the 5th one. You got 2 or 3, so you get a book for sure.
Woo!
And then who else? Who else would say it? I can't remember who said. Okay, maybe we'll ask one more quick question. Who can tell me 3 forms of income that I talked about at the end? 3 different types of income.
Passive, active, capital gain.
Okay, John, give him a copy of Broke to Success too. He gets one.
So wanted.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.